Alright guys, this is Do You Even Praise It? And it's time to get started. Go to new game, obviously, pick your name, customize all this stuff yourself. Pretty basic. Class, you're going to want to pick Pyromancer. Gift, Master Key. Everything else doesn't matter, but those two are actually pretty important. You can definitely pick whatever one you want, but if you're going to follow me directly, I would recommend those two because they definitely make for the easiest game, especially early game. Alright, once you're done with all that, accept, start the game with this character. Now, during this playthrough, I'm not going to watch all the cutscenes, because if you're playing the game, you're going to be watching all the cutscenes yourself. This is more of a gameplay guide than a let's play, I guess you could say. Alright, so let's skip the cutscenes. Pillage corpse. Head out here. Alright, and then you'll see these little things on the ground. Read message. Go ahead and read these. It'll tell you how to play the game with the controls. So right stick, camera controls, there you go. Invert it if you need to. RB, attack. So that's going to be your main form of attack. RB. You can combo into it like that. Multiple hits. Right now all we have is this broken shitty sword. Eventually we'll get an upgrade on that. You can see a later boss right there. You won't be fighting him for quite some time though. Maybe not at all in this playthrough. R trigger strong attack. So there we go. It's a lot slower, but it hits for a little bit more damage. This weapon is not a good representation of how much damage you'll be doing at all, but it's definitely a good intro weapon. Left stick and holding B dashes. Keep in mind if you're using a PS3 controller, PS4 controller on your PC, these controls will be different. Or if you're just playing on PS3. Alright, right stick click, target lock. There you go, you can see I'm locked onto him now. You can also click it again to unlock, of course. And that's actually very important if you need to start running away or dodging faster in a certain direction. That can be a very useful tool. You come up this ladder. Rest at bonfire, recover HP. So bonfires in this game, if you don't already know, will be basically your home base. It will help you replenish your healing items. It will restore your health to full. You can do a bunch of different stuff there. You can level up there, but not at this point in the game, but once you get to the main land. So after you rest that bonfire, go ahead and run up to here. This big open room. And go ahead and walk forward into the middle. And you will notice a gigantic demon fall towards your face. So you're going to just run straight out of the room, or you're going to get the shit beat out of you like I just did. But yeah, you're going to want to run out this door. You don't have to actually let him smack you like I did. Another bonfire. No other two bonfires will ever be this close together, so just keep that in mind. I don't know why they even put one here, really. Get your shield. So you can look around here, there's nothing, so you're gonna, okay, come in here. And there's a guy shooting arrows at you. So, oh, get your shield. Okay. Let's see. Start, open menu, arms icons, change equipment. Okay. So you're gonna open your menu. So you're gonna wanna go to your second little thing up here, change equipment, go down to your left hand where you want your shield, equip your shield, go ahead and back out of the menu. Now L1, LB is going to be your block button, and now you can run at this guy and block his arrows, no problem. He'll run away like a little sissy. Grab your weapon right here, go ahead and go back to your equipment. Throw your weapon on instead of that shitty straight sword, and now you can actually do some damage. You'll notice that your damage numbers are insanely higher now. So go ahead and get up to him, give him a couple RBs, and he's dead. Notice how you hit for about, I don't know, 10 times as much as before. Now go ahead and come through the fog gate. So fog gates, about 50% of the time, just lead to a new area you haven't been, and the other 50% of the time, they lead to a boss, and then they remain, and you cannot go back through them until you die or the boss dies. But for now, that's just one that leads to a new area. backstep by pressing B, or roll by pressing a direction in B. This is literally the most important combat technique to get down. You need to be able to roll out of the way of things, and that's going to be really important. Okay, here there's a trap. See that ball at the top? It's going to roll at you once you get up the stairs. You're going to go up here, jump off. I get hit by it anyway. Doesn't really matter. It's not very powerful. Come down, go ahead and open this. This is a nice little shortcut right back to your first bonfire, as you can see. And that's another thing about Dark Souls. It's full of shortcuts and amazing things to unlock. So that's your main way of progress, is even if you don't beat the entire level, you can unlock a shortcut and it'll make your time getting back to the boss easier oftentimes. Go ahead and talk to this guy. I'm just going to skip through his dialogue. You can go ahead and listen to him now. He gives you the Estus Flask and a key. So go ahead at this point, run back down to your bonfire and give it a rest so you can restore back to full HP. You'll notice you hear that sound of him stabbing himself, and yeah, you get 100 souls, and now he's dead. He was right about not making it very much longer. I'll go ahead and run back up these stairs. The trap will not be in place the second time you come back. It's a one-time thing. Go ahead and fight this little guy. Go ahead and use your shield to block. It's a good technique for beginners, or for narrow corridors like this. Later in the game, you'll be dodging a lot more than blocking, but of course, just get used to how everything works with your shield first. Oh, sorry. Resting at bonfire revives enemies. So yes, so every enemy in the game, save for mini bosses and bosses, will revive when you rest at bonfires, making it just as difficult as before to get back to the bosses in certain areas, when making it all the more important to kill mini bosses and then rest the bonfire again. Okay, so we're going to show you a backstab. To get right behind him, press the weak attack button. Backstab does insane damage, and there's no counter to it once you start it. So here, we're going to ignore that one for now. With Sorcery Flame equipped, use Pyromancy. Okay, so you see how we have 8 fireballs up there? We're going to go to our equipment. We're going to go to our right hand, put on the Pyromancy Flame, and then we're going to go ahead and press the right on the D-pad. This is how you switch weapons. You can also do it with your shield, but we only have one thing equipped on our left hand. So we're going to switch to Pyromancy Flame. Then you're going to press R1, same as weak attack, and you'll throw a nice fireball. If you're locked onto someone, it'll hit them directly. At this point, it's pretty weak, but it actually makes early game really easy, actually, because it can kill weak mobs really quickly. Also has pretty low range compared to like what you would think it would. Okay, I'm sorry. L trigger, repel an enemy attack after parrying weak attack to riposte. Ready for this? So this is a more advanced technique. It's going to be really hard for you to get used to, but it is useful for learning, especially against certain harder enemies. So you're going to do that, and then once it's in this backwards animation, you're going to go ahead and just walk up, press the weak attack, and then that's your parry riposte, which is a very powerful technique, especially against harder enemies like Black Knights. Alright, we're going to come back out to this fog gate. Weak attack while falling, plunging attack. So when I first played this game, I didn't quite understand what that meant. It means when you jump off a ledge and you press your weak attack, you will do a especially strong attack that works on bosses in a special way sometimes, and normal enemies knocks them to the ground usually. So we're going to go ahead and go through this fog gate. And it's the guy from before, and we're not going to let him jump up and knock us down. We're going to jump straight onto his head and plunge attack him, which will do about, wow, 2/5 of his health. Alright, this guy is a pretty easy boss, so you just want to stay behind him. So I'll show you that for a little bit. You stay right behind him, don't let him hit you. Go ahead and get a couple smacks in. Make sure you can kind of figure out which direction he's going to swing before he does. And then just kind of stay behind him. Give him a couple whacks here and there. And he has really low HP, so he's not very hard to take down. And once you get about, looks like 8 smacks maybe after the plunging attack, he'll be dead. Gets a big Pilgrim's Key. The door reopens back out to your bonfire over there, and you're going to get about 2,000 souls, I think. No need to go back to the bonfire right now. You're not in any danger anymore, so go ahead and just run out this main front door. And this is going to lead you out to the outside of the asylum. And you're on your way already to beating the game. So we're going to run up these stairs. There's a little mini game type thing over there you don't need to worry about right now. It can be useful later on, but it's not really important. gonna come up to this ledge and trigger a cutscene, and now you're gonna be carried to the new land by a gigantic crow. In Lordran, which is the world, level up and kindle at bonfires. The game never really explains what kindling is. I will definitely help you learn that at some point. Right now it's not very important. Let's go ahead and rest here and level up. So you're gonna see that you have 8 stats. Vitality is gonna give you, you can always push over and just check what it will give you. So vitality is gonna be HP and defense. Attunement is more if you're gonna cast more magic spells. For now we're definitely gonna leave that alone. Endurance seems meh at first, but stamina and equip load are both very important, so endurance is a great stat to get up early. Strength is going to raise your weapon damage, especially if your weapon scales well with strength. The hand axe scales pretty well with strength, so strength will raise its damage. Dexterity will also raise weapon damage, but see how it doesn't raise the damage for this weapon? That's because the hand axe is a strength weapon and not a dexterity based weapon. So, and also if you'll notice, these attack stats also give you defensive stats as well. Resistance, you're never going to level up. It gives you basically the same defensive stats as maybe a little bit more, but it's not worth it. You go for damage and defense instead of just defense. Intelligence is for sorcery casters. We are pyromancy casters. We will not be using intelligence. And faith is for faith casters. We will not be using that either because we're going to stick to pyromancy and physical attacks. So I'd recommend at this point you have 3. I would just say go vitality and 2 in endurance. Then press X, or A, confirm reinforcement. Alright, now the more advanced techniques we're going to do next episode, but there are 2 items you can get that will really help out early game. They're not required by any means, and they're kind of difficult to get, but you can definitely do it by just running. You don't have to fight anything. And yeah, we'll do that next episode. I'll see you later.